Did you know that in 2018's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, if you play the game on Valentine's Day, the usual loading screen tips will instead wish Lara a happy birthday? Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of the oldest person in your family. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, and if you do, I'll make sure to bake you some cookies. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with 2022's Modern Warfare 2. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I sometimes like to share somewhat vague details to get your opinions. Well, the first of today's Modern Warfare details is one of those. So, at the end of Modern Warfare 2's campaign, we get to see a cutscene involving a group of terrorists on a plane. It's soon revealed that this is the modern take on the infamous No Russian mission from the original Modern Warfare 2. Now, we don't get to see what happens on the plane, nor do we get to see how many people are involved in the attack. But there is one person on the plane who may seem innocent, but isn't. Take a listen to this scene where the terrorists retrieve their weapons, and tell me if you notice anything strange.
Сейчас вам будет подан обед. Горячий вы можете выбрать в меню.
Beef, chicken, or fish, gentlemen?
Salads, please.
So the men are offered beef, chicken, or fish, though they choose none of those options and instead go for a salad, which wasn't mentioned. My theory here is that the air steward is in on the plot. The salads handed to the men were the only salads on the car, and if someone asked for them, then the air steward knew that those were the terrorists. I mean, I could be wrong, and the air steward just happened to have a couple of unusually heavy salads on his car. As always, I'm interested to know what you think, a very subtle clue to the identity of the steward, or just a coincidence. Let me know in the comments. The other Modern Warfare 2 detail is a bit more straightforward. At the El Bagra fortress, you can find a sign with some very interesting text. I won't bother reading it to you as we'd be here all day, so if you want to see exactly what it says, pause the video now. Oh, and whilst we're on the topic of video game signs, up next is extreme biking game Descenders. Now, with Descenders being a game all about getting from point A to B as fast as possible, a lot of you may not have taken the time to actually read the signs that you can find on some of the stages. For example, the sign on the Rose Garden stage encourages you to stop reading the sign and to play the game, which is kind of confusing because if the sign isn't important, why put it there in the first place? Next up is classic first-person shooter Timesplitters Future Perfect. Now, we did cover Future Perfect in episode 114 of this series, where we discovered a couple of guards fighting. Well, today's Future Perfect detail is one that's going to make some of you cross your legs. So killing this particular enemy will cause him to fall and land on his family jewels. We can only hope that the bullet wound he suffered seconds before helped distract him from the pain. Next up is the excellent HiFi Rush. Now, telling players how to play your game is something that every developer has to do. The thing is, if you take too long explaining things, players might get bored. On the other hand, if you don't explain enough, then players might have no idea what they're doing. Well, HiFi Rush places friendly robots along the way to your objective, so that you can learn as much or as little as you like. Of course, the robots don't mind if you ignore them. Well, sort of. You see, there is one robot in particular who just won't take no for an answer.
Okay, what is it?
I just wanted to tell you that because you ignored me, I will no longer tell you my hint.
You don't need to chase me to tell me that.
I do. You need to learn your lesson. I am a friend. A good friend. Who wants to help?
Yeah, I got that vibe.
So after repeatedly trying to get your attention, if you finally acknowledge the robot, it will refuse to help. I mean, can you blame it? Oh, and just in case you were wondering, if you do speak to the robot at the first time of asking, it will explain how the world moves with the beat of the music. The other detail that I've noticed in my time with HiFi Rush can be seen in the hideout. Whenever you quit the game, the next time you resume, you'll start at the hideout, regardless of what you were doing in the mission. Now, this could be simply explained as just a thing that games do. Well, HiFi Rush doesn't want to do that. It instead acknowledges how you really shouldn't be in the hideout.
What's up, Chai? Look, don't make me remind you we're supposed to be going after Corsica right now.
Thank you for telling me that, so I will not have you remind me.
Ugh, and don't bring up why you're back here when you should be—
So I thought I was like basically imprisoned? How am I—
Chai, I just told you not to ask about it. It'll break my immersion.
I know we all need to take a break once in a while, but you're right in the middle of Vandalay security.
But I'm right here.
I know, which is even more confusing.
Maybe I should just, get back to it.
So every character will acknowledge that Chai really shouldn't be in the hideout, as he is currently being held captive. This isn't the only time that this happens in the story. It's a brilliant detail. Up next is the equally excellent Dead Space Remake. Now, over the past couple of years, we've seen that some companies can mess up even what appears to be the easiest of remakes / remasters. Rockstar. So when the Dead Space remake released and was really good, I think fans of the series collectively breathed a sigh of relief. Now, the first detail from the remake is kind of small, but I personally find it really cool. If you reload whilst in 0G, this will happen. So the empty magazine will float away. Like I said, this isn't a mind-blowing detail, but I just think it's really cool. The next detail isn't anywhere near as subtle. If you bought the digital deluxe version of the Dead Space remake, you could wear the infested suit. It's safe to say that whilst wearing this suit, that Isaac has seen better days. I mean, the poor guy is missing half of his stomach. Well, when Isaac takes his helmet off, this will happen.
Isaac. Sorry. Shit, you scared me.
No, keep that rifle close. What's that?
The one that attacked me. I managed to trap him in here.
So instead of just removing his helmet like he does in normal cutscenes, Isaac will remove his entire head. Unfortunately, your NPC companions don't seem too fazed. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets and hidden details in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.